Hello and welcome to the recorded webinar. The purpose of this webinar is just to clarify what we've just gone over in the lesson regarding primary fundamentals, and really to try and simplify it a little bit for you so that you can see really how easy it can be. Now, the primary thing that you need to focus on is really what the central bank are looking at, okay? What they're looking for, we need to establish how we can find that out, and then what we can expect to happen once we have that information in the currency market. Okay, so let's move to the next slide. The first thing to concentrate on is the central bank's focus. It's the monetary policy of the central bank for each country that will move the currency market. Although they can't directly move the currency themselves, although they do intervene in the currency market on occasions, they will attempt to try and weaken a currency if their exports depend on it, and so forth. But we need to find out what they're focusing on, whether it be production, whether it be inflation, whether it be exports, employment, any of these economic indicators that might show improvement or indeed a downslide in the economy. So the central bank will only normally focus on one thing, occasionally maybe two things, but that's about it. So it makes it easier for us as traders to establish what it is that they're looking at. So once we've found out what the central banks are focusing on, we can then look out for that data. We can look for those fundamental data points and see how the information is going. So how do we find out what the central banks are looking for? Well, quite simply, as a member of BOAFX, you have access to the analysis, and we do all the work for you. However, we want to be able to teach you how to do that for yourselves as well. Monetary policy. That's the main thing that central banks are for. They stabilize a country's economy by using monetary policy. They control inflation, i.e. if inflation gets too high, then they have tools to be able to deal with that, to be able to bring it back in line. If the economy is starting to slide, then they also have things that they can use to try and spur the growth in the economy. Now, how do we find out what they're looking for? Quite simply, we use their main websites. Every central bank has a website, and every now and again it's different for each country, but periodically they release monetary policy minutes. This is minutes of the meetings that they've held within their central bank, the members that are a part of the board, if you like, or the committee. They will have a meeting once every so often, however, depending it is on the country, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, every couple of months, and they will publish their minutes after the meeting. All we need to do is look through those minutes, the text, whether it be a podcast, a text, a video. The different websites have different ways of doing it, and we can find out some text in there that will give us a clue to what they're looking for. So looking for clues, what do we look for? Most of the time you'll get it in the first paragraph of the opening statement. It will say pretty well much what they're looking for. They'll say something that they're not happy with. As an example here from the Bank of England website, this is in the first paragraph. In particular, the MPC intends not to raise bank rate from its current level of 0.5% at least until the Labour Force Survey headline measure of the unemployment rate has fallen to a threshold of 7%. So quite clearly we can see there that the MPC from the Bank of England are looking for employment to fall below 7% before they start to raise interest rates. Now we know that when a country raises interest rates, the value of a currency goes up. So we can expect that if we watch that data and it falls below, or it matches what the central bank wants, if it falls below 7%, then we can expect to see some economic growth. It's an indicator that's leading to the desired outcome of what the central bank wants. And it will also lead to interest rate rises, which will lead to currency increase. Now, we don't have to wait for those rates to actually rise, because the market will start to buy up the currency in expectation of a rise anyway. So the value will start to increase as that data comes out. Okay, so that is primary the primary focus of fundamental analysis. And if you shift your attention from technicals to what the central bank is looking for, you will find that your trading will improve 100% straight away. Okay, that's it for this webinar. But what we're going to now look at in the lesson is we're going to look at the tools that the central bank use to be able to control the economic growth. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next webinar.